Hey guys, it's Blind Dolly Girl and welcome back to the channel where we review dolls and toys with our hands. So as you can tell, I have quite a few several baggies in front of me and a couple jars. This video is one I've been wanting to do for a while. I've kind of been waiting until I've had like what I feel like is a decent amount of a couple like items to review for you guys. And that way it wasn't just like, hi, here's two things, small things. So anyways, first off, before we begin, very happy holidays to everyone, whether you celebrate Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. I hope your holidays are full and fun of festive cheer, and I hope the upcoming year brings nothing but good vibes and times and happiness for everyone. So whatever you hope for the new year, I hope it comes true for you. Anyways, so we have these mostly organized in baggies. I know my lighting is pretty bad. I'm sorry. But we're going to be reviewing all of what's in these baggies, basically. So what's in these baggies, and random on the side here, is all custom food from a website I am so obsessed with. It's called Dollies Dining Room. It's a custom doll food website. These are all made pretty much by resin clay and I think some 3D, maybe, but it's a local owned business. It's done by a wonderful woman named Carly, and I think her husband as well. Anyways, so yeah, they're very fair prices. A lot of items that I have here were like maybe, $2, $3. A couple of them were $5, I think. But the detail is just incredible. So they're who I've been getting a lot of my doll food from lately. And they do a lot of pre-orders. So, it is true. If you think you like something, like, go get it. Because, with the pre-orders, like, once they are done, it's a lot of times they will bring it back for a minute if they have, like, any leftovers, but not always. So, anyways, recommend that. I will put a link to their website down below. And yeah, I highly recommend them. I am not sponsored to make this video. I just want to make that very clear. I am just a really big fan of their stuff, particularly for somebody who is blind. Take the food. It is so detailed. Anyways, let's get on to the review, shall we? So, what's really cool about these is that I'm actually able to feel, for the most part, what is in each of these, even through the baggies that I have here. So the very first item I think we are going to review, if I can find it, hang on, I'm looking. Here we go. So let me get into this baggie, attempt to one-handed. This is gonna be, the camera will go wonky, so I'm sorry. But if you've been here long enough, you know. You know what? No. Come on. Open this. Got it. If you've been here, you know Blind Dolly Girl struggles with dexterity. So the very first items we have here are these macarons. I love these macarons. I regret not getting these or thinking I would like them as much when the pre-sale was going on, because when I did finally get them, I got like one of each of just two different flavors. So I believe the one that I'm holding here in my hand is a raspberry vanilla. That's one of the items I got. That's my coffee pot that you hear in the background. Please ignore it. Anyways, so this raspberry vanilla is so cool. So on the top here, you have what feels to be like maybe a little bit of dusting, maybe some powder, and then on the bottom as well. And then in between the cookie, you actually can feel like a little bit of the inside molding. You do have to be very careful with these because they are, handmade, hand detailed. and so it's not plastic. Anyways, so, but the top is what I really want to talk about of this macaron, because it has little sprinkles, like sprinkles, candy detail. Oh my goodness. I love it. This feels so cool. I wish I could describe it more than that, but it feels so cool. It's like these teeny tiny little dot sprinkles all clustered together. And I don't know if it's supposed to make a particular shape, but the sprinkles go from the top, like from the side of the cookie on the top down to the edge. Pretty far around. So that's really cute. Love that one. The next one I got is this, I think it's a pumpkin one. And it feels plain in terms of on the top and the bottom. It has that light dusted feel to it. And then you have like the pumpkin detail inside. Now my cookie here feels a little uneven from where the top is to where the bottom is, but I think that gives it more of a realistic look, because obviously when you make cookies, sometimes that can happen. So yeah, these are the macarons. The next thing that we have here, I believe, I'm gonna have to take this one out of the bag to know for sure. Yes, this is mashed potatoes. I said that as I'm like just feeling it through the bag. So much for having to take it out of the bag to tell you. But so these are mashed potatoes, like a you know a lump of mashed potatoes like you'd make in a pot. Oh my gosh. Okay, so lots to talk about here. So first off, you can feel the piles and piles of mashed potatoes. And me, I am a lover of mashed potatoes. I love mashed potatoes, especially if it's got like a little bit of sour cream and some chives in it. Anyways, but you can feel the mounds of mashed potatoes. They feel like different kind of hills on either side, and then the bottom of it is flat. And then it's got kind of like it's like a smooth texture on the bottom, with almost what feels like a little window in the middle for some reason. And then what's really my favorite part about this is that on the front of here, if you can see where my finger is at, in the center-ish, kinda, there is this really smooth texture. It almost feels like it could be tape, but it's not tape. This is, I think, gravy or butter, but I love the difference in the texture. You have like this rougher mounds of potatoes with the different lines and squiggles and hills, and then you have this smooth, what almost feels to be like it could be like just kind of dripping down. As a matter of fact, it kind of does drip down because it like folds down at the bottom. Gravy or butter. Which also, side note, I'm not a huge gravy person. Okay, next up we get, this isn't in order, so I'm sorry. Also, camera going monkey again, sorry. This is a pumpkin scone. Could also be a little pumpkin cake, whatever you want. But technically, it's a pumpkin scone. Okay, so let's talk about this one. So, on the top of here, it feels like glitter. That's what this texture reminds me of. That goes all around the top of the pumpkin scone. And then in the very middle, there is this little, what feels like it's a chocolate kiss. I don't actually know if that's what it is, but I do know it's chocolate. I just don't know if it's actually technically supposed to be a chocolate kiss. So the chocolate kiss is very smooth, very smooth. And then all around the scone, it just has that same glittery texture on the sides because it's meant to be like it's a closed, scone, like you bite into it. And then the bottom is very nice and smooth for the most part. Yeah, Yeah, it's nice and smooth. Love it. I love that so much. I love that especially because I love pumpkin scones. But the glitter detail on that, and I don't actually know if it's glitter. It might not be. It probably isn't. But it feels amazing. And glitter's the best thing I can like say that it reminds me of. So that's what we're going with. Okay. The next thing we get, or we have here, I can open sesame. Open sesame. Open sesame. Santa, can I have a tripod for Christmas, please? Okay, anyways, just kidding. So the next thing we get is a loaf pan. This little loaf pan is meant to be like for individual little cakes. It is square, or no, rectangle, I'm sorry, and it is all metal. So it's a really cool little pan. I was disappointed because I bought this actually for the scones and for the, I have another item, I just don't know where it is, like a little pumpkin pie type thing. And I guess I wasn't thinking or wasn't paying attention. They do offer little mini cakes, like square loaves. But I, for some reason, was really thinking these two things would work in this pan, and it does not. They just don't fit. Okay. So the next thing we get that we're going to talk about is a little set of silverware. Now, I am going to just kind of talk about these because they're really kind of tiny and I don't want to lose them, but I can feel them through the bag, and even through the bag, I can tell you that these are weighted. We have a fork, a spoon, and a knife in here. And this is actually my second set. I have another set. As a matter of fact, yeah, I have another set. One moment. We're going to go on a little walk here. I know you guys can't see this section. Sorry. Okay, but like, for example, this is a spoon. This is just like the spoons in the bag that I have, but it's in a drawer. And this spoon is also metal, and it's weighted. It's very, very weighted. It's fairly heavy. Oops, I just hit my phone with it. Sorry about that. And on the handle portion of it, it actually feels like a little metal spoon. It is so cute. Like it's got like that kind of fancy feel to it. When I got my first set, which is the ones that I have in this drawer here, they actually close. Thank you. They actually came in a plastic like silverware holder, and not gonna lie, I kind of wish I would have kept that just because it was so freaking cute. But I thought it was packaging, and it might have been. But anyways, so there's that. That silverware set, I forget how much it was, but it's very it's very, very cute. And I love it. I love it so much. I want to get some of their plates and bowls, particularly the like blue, I think it's the blue striped dinner plate and the blue striped soup bowl. I really, really want to get a couple of those and replace like my plastic dishware with that, because they're actually melamine bowls. I don't know how to say that. Okay. Now we're moving on to the last few items that we have here. So, sorry about that. Sorry about the camera. Okay. So these items we'll be taking out one by one. We're going to go over that one later. Okay. So here is this first item. This is a Cookie Monster Milk and Cookies, and there's a reason that it's a Cookie Monster Milk and Cookies. That's why it's titled that way. So it's a cup of milk, basically, and it's round from the back, and then in the front it smooths out into like a kind of like a flat surface, which I think is really, really, really cute. And then on the front you can actually feel what kind of feels to be like maybe some eyes, but they're like molded into the detail. So maybe this is actually supposed to be Cookie Monster's face. If anybody knows, please let me know. There's also a little hole at the bottom of the cup that I don't know what that's supposed to be used for. Inside the cup, we have a flat, smooth surface that is plastic. That is the milk, and it goes just enough up to the top to make a little bit of room for another thing. And then, of course, we have a handle on the side. My handle, look at that. Look at that. It's chipped. And it's my fault. I didn't know. Okay, so I took my Ruby Red fashion friend Zoe with me on vacation last month for Thanksgiving. And of course, I had to bring her a few things. So I brought her this glass of milk. And I wasn't thinking, and I didn't put the milk in a baggie. Like, I didn't keep it in a baggie. It was just in my duffel. And so, of course, it got scratched from a couple different items. Now I know better, but yeah, when I was going through my food, because I keep this food completely separate from all my other doll food. And when I was going through things and I realized what I did, I was so heartbroken. So, yeah. Note to self, never do that again. And always, always keep Dolly Dining Room food in like a plastic bin or a Tupperware or something. You want to keep this very, very separate from all your other doll food and all your other like stuff. Now, I mean, if you're setting up a display or a scene or you're playing with it or something, then you can do that. You can have them mix and match together. But if you're storing them, it's not recommended to store them with like other things. Whew. Wow. Okay, that flipped out. Because this could happen. So anyways, so we get that. The next item we get is, hang on, I'm finding it. A little cookie. We get a little cookie. And the little cookie is very, very cute. Okay, so on the top we have probably maybe some chocolate chips or some oatmeal pieces. They're kind of like teeny, 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 tiny little dots. And they almost feel like they could flake off, but they don't. And then the cookie is round. And then on the back, it's very smooth. It's very, very smooth. It's a very, very small cookie, though. But we get this cookie because if we take the glass of milk back, and yes, you guys, this, I'm just using my leg as a table, so sorry. We can put the cookie, look at that. It fits perfect in the little glass of milk. Isn't that just the cutest? I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. I mean, that is so adorable. Okay. Next up, we get this berry smoothie. Now, this berry smoothie, it's a small-ish glass, and the glass itself is what feels like plastic, but like a very hard plastic, so I'm almost certain it's not plastic. And then you get the berry smoothie inside. It has that smooth kind of texture to it for the most part. Yeah, it's mostly just smooth. And then we do get a straw permanently built in. The straw even has a little like hole, teeny tiny hole at the top. So you could act like your dolls are drinking it. I think it is so cute. And then on the bottom here, we get, I don't know what this little bump is, but I've seen it on other glasses, so I think that's just a detail. And when I mean other glasses, I mean I've seen that like even on human glasses, so I think that's just a detail. Last but not least, we get some of my favorite things. We get jars. Okay, let me talk about these jars. I love these jars. First off, I don't know what material they're supposed to be made out of, but they're always nice and cold for some reason, which is epic. So we get these jars, And one of the really cool things about these jars is the lids can come off. You guys are going to not see anything for a second because I really need 2 hands for this, so I'm very sorry. But see, the lid can come off. And if you take your nail and you feel inside, you can feel like little like bumps and pointy things, which is supposed to resemble the food. Now, I think the reason I can't feel more than that is probably just because like I have long nails. But yeah, you can do that. So that's really, really cool. So this that I have right here in front of me is, I believe, applesauce. It's a tall jar and it's round at the top. Well, it's round all the way around, but it has like a little lip at the top, small opening, so you can like scoop out your applesauce. And then you can, and then the jar goes down and it's round all the way around. And the bottom of it, oops, sorry, that was my hand very close up. The bottom of it is flat and smooth. So that is the apple butter, I'm sorry. I really do want some of their apple butter, but that is the, it's sold out right now, but that is the apple sauce. Ah, I'm losing the lid. Oh no. Oh no, where'd the lid go? There it is. Okay. So we're going to screw the lids on later. Okay, the next things we get are very similar to each other, so we're not going to go over this too much, but we get some jam jars. I love these jam jars. I think they're so cute. We get a strawberry one and I think a blueberry one are the ones I got. And presumably, I'm sorry, you guys aren't going to see anything again for a second. Here we go. Okay, so here's what's really neat about these jam jars. So remember the butter that we just went over, or the butter, I keep calling it the butter, I'm sorry. Remember the applesauce we just went over a second ago? This jam, you can equally take your finger and feel inside, but the jam has much smaller little bumps in it. It feels a little flatter, like it's jam with maybe a couple chunks of like the actual fruit. So detailed. I love it. I love every single thing about it. And again, it feels very similar to the other jar. The difference is that the opening is a little wider at the top here, and the jar itself is much smaller. It's like, imagine that other jar, but taken and squished down. Oy. Okay, and this last one is just another, I think this is just another jam. This is either the blueberry or the strawberry. But there you go, guys. That is my haul from Dolly's Dining Room. Like I said, I will link a description down below. I love this website so much. I actually just pre-ordered their fudge making set, and I'm so excited for it. You can also get items from them that's like, it's in the process of being made. So like I, for example, got a pan of like making fudge, so it's not already cooked fudge. It's like you're in the process of cooking it, and then they have like a bowl of like chopped marshmallows and chocolate bars, and then they have a pan of already made fudge. They have a wooden spoon. They have a bottle of vanilla extract. And then they have a just like a square of fudge by itself. You know, to like, so your dolls can eat it. I think it's so cute. They've done so many other creative things. Like they've made like a pan of cooking spaghetti, and which I really, they made an entire spaghetti making set, by the way, which heads up, Dolly's Dining Room and Carly, if you're watching this, I really, really want, please bring it back, because the pasta is currently out of stock, and it's the one thing I really want out of that piece. So yeah, it is, it's such a fun place, and the owners are so nice to work with, and they really do listen to feedback, and they'll do like contests on Instagram, and it's a really great time. So if you, like me, are a doll foodie, definitely please go check them out, go support, and go enjoy their stuff. I promise you will not regret it. Anyways, as always, guys, I think that's it from me. If you've been enjoying these videos and learning about dolls and toys from a different point of view, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell button so you don't miss one of Blind Dolly Girl's videos. Until next time, bye and happy holidays.